Fox 10 News starts now with breaking news.
We begin with breaking news out of Escambia County, Florida today. The ESCO SWAT team making an early morning arrest after a quick standoff. This right here is video of them taking the suspect into custody just before 9 a.m. The arrest happened in the area of Pace Boulevard and Belmont Street. We are still waiting for more details as to why this man was arrested, but we do know he had violent felony warrants. When we find out, we will let you know on air and online at fox10tv.com. And that's just one of several stories heading our way for Fox 10 Midday today. Welcome into the show on your Wednesday. I'm Ashlyn Mitchell. Let's continue a look at our headlines. Well, happening now, all roads, including State Park Road, are back open this morning after a major brush fire in Gulf Shores. This was the scene yesterday afternoon after authorities say a snapped power line at Gulf State Park sparked the blaze, which spread quickly into the marsh area near Waterville. Gulf Shores Fire Rescue, the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, and the Alabama Forestry Commission responded by land and air to get the flames under control. Officials say no homes or businesses were damaged. Now, police shut down several roads as the fire spread, backing up traffic and drawing more than 100 onlookers to this area. Many of them were spring breakers caught off guard by the sudden blaze.
The flames were pretty big. It looks like they were heading to Waterville.
I'm glad everyone's okay.
It's just unfortunate having to stop here, all these people on vacation for spring break.
And again, Gulf Shores officials confirming with Fox 10 that all roads in and around Gulf State Park are back open as of this morning. And time for a first look at our weather forecast today. Nick, we've kind of been watching that fire over the past couple of days. You were saying yesterday the wind and the dry conditions played a bit of a role.
Yes, we followed that fire very closely. We had a view of it from our Orange Beach camera. It was a lot of smoke. It was a big attention grabber, and there was a little wind yesterday, and it was dry, and the dryness is the big part of our story. Yeah. We don't have significant rain chances, and that's a problem. So weather headlines, the bottom line, if you will, it's a very, very dry forecast here. We've had this mostly cloudy start. As we go into the afternoon, I do expect more sunshine to come back into the Fox 10 viewing area, but again, very dry forecast, the big deal. Drought conditions continue, will likely get worse. This is a product that is updated once a week. Gets updated on Thursday, so we'll get that update in. It's probably not going to be great, with probably the moderate drought expanding and maybe even the extreme drought expanding. Satellite radar picture right now. You can see plenty of locations have sunshine, but right now locally in our Fox 10 viewing area, a lot of us do have cloud cover. Northwest Florida pretty socked in with clouds. South Baldwin County, Central Baldwin County in with cloud cover. It looks like the cloud coverage is a little bit more spotty here in our Mississippi counties, and Clark County, actually parts of Clark County, doing pretty okay right now. Here's the view from our Eastern Shore Toyota camera network. These have proved to be some vital cameras, especially with that Orange Beach camera yesterday. 68 degrees in Orange Beach, and we're keeping an eye on the very rough surf conditions there. Red flags are flying down at the beach. Just don't recommend getting in the water right now. Hopefully conditions improve later on, and that's some indications that as we look at our forecast, but this is just not the best beach day right now. 70 degrees in Mobile. You can see a little bit of the wind there from Battleship Memorial Park. Pensacola, you're going to be rolling up into the low 70s. Winds generally out of the south and southeast here. You're going to get clearing skies later today, and by this evening it should be mostly sunny. A mostly sunny picture in Mobile this evening. You'll see temperature of 71 degrees as we go to the evening time. Then as eventually we'll go down into the 68, 66 period there, 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. there. All right, here are your forecast overnight. Tonight, you're going to see temperatures in the 50s, 57 Grove Hill, 56 Monroeville, 55 Evergreen, 60 Mobile, 61 in Pensacola. Tomorrow, whoa, look at the central part of the country, 93 in Oklahoma City with windy conditions, winds sustained over 20 miles per hour through the day in Oklahoma City. A ridge of high pressure that's going to be building off to the east. That's going to mean a generally warm forecast for us over the next 7 days. There is a little break this weekend. We got a weak system that pushes through in dry fashion, brings us some slightly cooler air. But overall, it's a warm forecast as we get into next week as well. No significant rain chances. Of all details on this forecast coming up.
All right, thank you, Nick. Back in our headlines now, a middle school student is in custody after a stabbing at a Northwest Florida school. The Walton County Sheriff's Office says 2 students and a paraprofessional were attacked. It all happened yesterday morning at Walton Middle School. The Sheriff's Office says the suspect came out wearing a mask, armed with a sharp object. Investigators say 2 students were life-flighted to hospitals in Pensacola and Fort Walton Beach. We're told the adult victim also went to a hospital. One 6th grader says he was inside the school at the time of the stabbing. His mother, who stood beside him during our interview, allowed him to share what he saw.
There was blood all over the ground and I saw him. He was just laying. I saw the kid dart out the back that stabbed him, and then the kid that got stabbed, he was just on the ground.
Wow, Superintendent Russell Hughes says there is no further danger to staff or students at this time. And today we're hearing from the parents who lost their unborn baby after a crash in Pensacola. Kaylee Kreis was 26 weeks pregnant when a speeding truck ran a red light and slammed into her car last week at North 9th Avenue and Bayou Boulevard. She is expected to recover, but sadly her baby girl did not survive the crash. Her family released a statement reading in part, quote, "This child was deeply loved and already brought so much joy and hope. We are mourning all the moments and memories that will never be," end quote. Now, police released this photo of the truck involved and are asking for your help to identify the driver. If you know anything, call 850-435-1946. A GoFundMe has also been set up for the family, and you can locate that at the link on fox10tv.com. President Trump is teasing what he calls a, quote, very significant oil and gas present from Tehran tied to the Strait of Hormuz as negotiators work through the president's 15-point peace plan. Fox News correspondent Trey Yanks has the story now from Tel Aviv.
You have no idea how badly they want to make a deal.
As Operation Epic Fury grinds on, there's talk of diplomacy across the Middle East. Egypt, Pakistan, and Turkey are reportedly leading the negotiations. And on Tuesday, President Trump said Iran had given him a present. He didn't elaborate on what the gift was, but said it's a good sign.
It was a very big present worth a tremendous amount of money. So that meant one thing to me: we're dealing with the right people.
The plan reportedly calls for Iran to dismantle its nuclear program, stop arming proxy groups, and open the Strait of Hormuz. In return, the U.S. is offering sanctions relief and help in building a civilian nuclear project. But there's skepticism on both sides. Iran is known for dragging out negotiations, and that's a concern for the Israelis. While Iranian officials are reportedly worried the U.S. is buying time before the launch of a partial ground operation.
Our first and last word has been the same from day one. Someone like us will never come to terms with someone like you. Not now, not ever.
Any potential ground operation would likely include the 82nd Airborne Division, which is preparing to deploy to the Gulf. Some experts say their presence alone could help pressure the Iranians into making a deal.
They have to surrender to us those things that we are willing to take by force. And that is very comprehensive.
And while Iran considers the president's proposal, the Israeli Security Cabinet is holding a meeting Wednesday night to determine the next steps in the war. In Tel Aviv, Trey Yanks, Fox News.
And the new Associated Press NORC poll results show Americans' feelings about the military action and how they are worried about being able to afford gas. The war has gone on now for nearly a month, and the poll finds around 59% of Americans think the U.S. action in Iran is excessive. 45% of Americans are either extremely or very worried about affording gas in the next month. That's up from 30% in a poll taken shortly after President Trump won re-election. Around 2/3 of Americans say blocking Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon is extremely or very important to our foreign policy goals. Approximately 40% of adults approve of Trump's performance as president, which hasn't changed since last month. His foreign policy approval is slightly lower than his overall approval rating. Well, meanwhile, American academic Dennis Coyle returns to San Antonio after being released by the Taliban. Coyle reunited with his family earlier today. Afghanistan's Taliban held him for over a year, accusing him of violating laws. although it was never specified which ones he allegedly broke. A statement from Afghan's foreign ministry says Coyle was released in Kabul after his family made an appeal to Afghanistan's Supreme Court, who, quote, considered his previous imprisonment sufficient. And as the investigation continues into Sunday's fatal crash at LaGuardia Airport, federal investigators are revealing more about communications during the final moments of the Air Canada flight. Yesterday, investigators broke down the final minutes of the Air Canada flight from its cockpit voice recorder. The NTSB says 25 seconds before the crash, the fire truck asked to cross the same runway where the plane had been cleared to land nearly 2 minutes earlier. At 20 seconds, air traffic control cleared the truck to cross, but 9 seconds before impact, the fire truck was told to stop right before the plane's landing gear touched down. The NTSB says it's investigating whether the fire truck heard the warning in the first place. The agency says the truck also did not have a transponder, a piece of equipment that helps air traffic controllers track vehicles on the airfield.
With respect to air traffic control, we have seen different information about how many certified professional controllers were in the facility.
Now, the NTSB says the runway where the crash occurred will likely stay closed until at least Friday of this week. Look at this. Police in Colorado track a suspect to an attic in a home. Body camera video from the Wheat Ridge Police Department shows the suspect lowering himself out of the attic. Officers were doing proactive patrols when they saw a car whose owner had an outstanding warrant. The officers saw a man exit the car and quickly enter a home. Police confirmed the man was the car's owner and asked the homeowner's permission to search the house. Well, the suspect told officers he had been in the attic taking a nap. 11:11 now on your Wednesday. Straight ahead, Mobile Mayor Spiro Cheragata speaking at his first mayor briefing this morning. Plus,
social media giant Meta hit with a massive penalty for failing to protect children on its platforms. I'm Rebecca Castor with what this could mean for other cases coming up.
And in your catnap forecast, we have a special one today. This is from former Fox 10 reporter Lacey Beasley. This is Moby Beasley. You can see her temperatures in the 70s with mostly to partly cloudy skies. It's going to be a nice forecast this afternoon with comfortable temperatures. Maybe a good afternoon nap kind of weather. If you want to have your cat submitted on the catnap forecast, please do send it in on the Fox 10 weather app. We'll be right back after this.
welcome back into Fox 10 midday this morning. Social media giant Meta has been ordered to pay hundreds of millions of dollars after a New Mexico jury found the company failed to protect kids from sexual predators on its platforms. And it could be on the hook for more damages as Meta awaits a decision in a separate landmark trial. Fox's Rebecca Castor has the latest.
On question one, did Meta violate the Unfair Practices Act by engaging in an unfair or deceptive trade practice? The jury answers yes.
That verdict came after jurors in New Mexico sat through nearly 7 weeks of testimony where prosecutors argued Meta hid what it knew about the risks of child sexual exploitation and other safety issues on Facebook and Instagram. The jury ordered Meta to pay the maximum fine on thousands of violations, totaling $375 million.
It's hard to put a number on people that potentially harmed or kids that were harmed in all of this. I don't think they're doing it on purpose, but they are aware of what's going on and they know the extent of it.
This is the first trial to reach a verdict following a wave of lawsuits against social media companies. In California, Meta and Google, the owner of YouTube, are awaiting a jury's decision on claims their platforms are intentionally addictive and harm teens' mental health.
I do believe that these companies purposefully designed their features to at least to make people spend more time on these apps than is good for the developing brain of a preteen and a teen.
That jury is on its 9th day of deliberations, and if they side with the plaintiff, it could set the stage for more lawsuits against social media companies. Meta and Google deny their platforms are harmful or addictive and stand by their safety features. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Gulf Coast weather a little cloudy this morning. This is Pensacola Beach. Also, we've noted the rougher surf not recommended to get in the water today, or at least the first half of the day today, as we're dealing with the rougher surf at this time. We'll keep you updated on those beach conditions, though. We're going to start talking about the drought real quick, which is worsening in our area. We have not had significant rain recently, and we do not expect significant rain over the next 7 to 10 days. Therefore, we're going to get an update on this drought monitor tomorrow. I expect it to expand. I expect that moderate drought to expand, the severe and extreme drought to expand as well locally. Not the best situation for growers and farmers. The 7-day rain chances, again, really not much. I have a very, very, very small chance for an afternoon shower to pop up today. Well, let's look at this through Futurecast. Through the afternoon, we're not really seeing anything of note. It's just some scattered clouds here. Actual rain shower attempts to develop here around 4 or 5 o'clock, but otherwise you can see how quiet the Futurecast is. Really not expecting any major rainfall. Now, tomorrow morning, we are expecting some fog. We have some moisture in place, so you'll see that mainly across the western half of the area. Your Thursday is very, very quiet with mostly sunny skies. Then on Friday, you see decent uptick in the coverage of fog again on Friday morning. So early storm tracker alert heads up to that you're going to get some fog there. We'll see how dense it is. Of course, Matt will be tracking that on Friday morning there. Then Saturday, we start the day with a wind shift and northerly winds. So Saturday, some drier air coming in for the weekend. The weekend temperatures will be held down just a little bit. All right, this afternoon in Mobile, temperatures generally in the 70s with clearing skies into the afternoon. This evening, it's going to be a beautiful sunset with those skies clearing even further. Temperatures falling into the 60s after sunset. Overnight tonight into our Thursday. Morning temperatures in the 50s in our inland spots. Temperatures right near 60 at the immediate coast, 59 in Gulf Shores. Tomorrow's forecast, warm. Temperatures getting up into the middle 80s away from the coast. 81 in Mobile, 77 in Gulf Shores. The long-range temperature trend, much like our lack of rainfall, it's just going to be kind of a warm and dry forecast. The weekend, again, I mentioned on the Futurecast model that front pushes in, so we will see some temperatures dropping very slightly for the weekend. The morning temperatures will be somewhat cool, but we go right back to near 80 degrees early next week. Here's that weekend outlook again. Temperatures in the 50s in the mornings and 70s here in the afternoon. And looking beyond the forecast all the way out to April 8th, it does look like warmer than average temperatures will continue. Quick note for you down at the beach, we've seen red flags flying locally, especially for our Baldwin beaches, so pay attention to those beach flags if you're heading down there. We do expect low risk rip currents over the next couple of days, but still watch those flags. Conditions can change. Here's your 7-day outlook. Again, that cold front passes and a drier weekend is ahead, but overall generally warm and dry over the next 7 days.
All right, thanks, Nick. Mobile Mayor Spiro Chirigatis speaking at his first breakfast with the mayor event at the Renaissance Hotel earlier this morning. This is hosted by the Downtown Mobile Alliance, and it was a long-standing tradition for former Mayor Sandy Stimpson. Mayor Chirigatis delivering his inaugural address to the downtown Mobile community. Every year, this event brings local businesses, civic and elected leaders together for an update on projects happening right here in downtown Mobile. The mayor has been very busy since being sworn in. Since becoming the first new mayor in 12 years, he's focused largely on public safety and on following through on a number of big projects. One of those projects includes the new arena. By the way, the arena is still on track for a 2027 opening located in downtown Mobile. It's 11:21 now. Thanks for staying with us. Still to come, how a program in Missouri is helping combat veterans heal through the outdoors. That story coming right up after this. Welcome back in on this Wednesday. A combat veteran in Missouri is using the outdoors to help other vets heal and reconnect with society. Miles Staten has this inspiring story.
On this farm in Randolph County, you will find combat veteran Dalton Schmidt helping other veterans heal through his program, Warriors Hoof Haven.
Created it because I wanted to be able to give direct impact back to the veterans.
Schmidt is a U.S. Army veteran and was deployed to Afghanistan from 2012 to 2013. When he came home, he and his wife wanted to help other veterans heal from what he went through, but not in a way that you might expect them to.
We got into the horses and we knew the impact that horses could have for veterans.
For Schmidt, horses are a way for him to find comfort. And now, he's using that same outlet to make a difference.
Had helped me, personally, And like I said, I wanted to be able to help other veterans be able to experience that.
As a veteran, he knows firsthand what it's like to struggle.
A lot of the struggle that you come home with from over there, it comes in waves. You know, it'll be good for a little bit, and then, you know, all of a sudden you're struggling again.
A common theme that many other vets face. The Missouri Veterans Commission reports that veterans face higher rates of mental health challenges than non-veterans do. Data shows that 42.6 of every 100,000 Missouri veterans died by suicide in 2022. Lindsay Adams, a Marine Corps veteran and a member of the commission, says that equine therapy can help bring down those numbers.
Veterans work with them. It helps the horse. The veteran is working with them, building that trust. It's therapeutic for the veteran. It's also therapeutic for the horse.
Warriors Hoof Haven gives other vets a safe place to learn and to grow. Schmidt believes that healing isn't just a one-time event. It's a personal journey. And as he himself continues to heal and help other people, he has one message.
Don't think you have to do it alone. You know, there's still people out there that care.
Roger.
Because in the end, every life matters. Miles Staten, KMU8 News, Huntsville.
Such a sweet story and initiative there. Still to come right here on Fox 10 Midday, a travel app benefits from airport chaos. We bring you that story and more in your business headlines. Plus, at this point in the school year, it's common for students to feel uneasy about end-of-the-year projects and tests. How parents can help their student cope with the stress of school ending, coming up in your Health Minute. Stay close.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 Midday.
Welcome back into the studio. Turning now to your half-hour headlines. The ship known as the SS United States will soon leave Mobile to become the world's largest artificial reef. The project price tag has now topped $10 million after an amendment last December added nearly $3 million to finish the work. The project is being funded through a mix of private donations and tourism development revenue. Officials say the funding covers everything from towing the ship to full remediation before deployment. The SS United States is targeted for a May deployment, of course, pending final approvals and weather conditions. For more on the ship's extensive history, visit fox10tv.com. And meanwhile, hemp retailers in Mobile may soon have a clear path forward. After months of confusion and stalled sales, Mobile City leaders are now working to establish a formal process for businesses trying to sell hemp-derived products legally. Under a proposed ordinance, hemp retailers would go through a process similar to liquor license approvals, requiring city council approval before getting the green light from the Alabama Alcoholic Beverage Control Board. Mayor Cheragata says he can't promise business owners when they'll get statewide approval from the ABC, but he says he hopes that process is, quote, smoothing itself out too. And finally, the road to the World Series begins tonight. The New York Yankees and the San Francisco Giants squaring off in the Bay Area. The Yankees starting pitcher is former Brave Max Fried, and Giants starting pitcher is Logan Webb. The Los Angeles Dodgers are the preseason favorites to win the World Series, followed by the Yankees, Seattle Mariners, and New York Mets. And in the business world today, mortgage rates rising once again. Meta plans layoffs. A travel app benefits from airport chaos. And two of the country's biggest retailers are kicking off spring with big sales. Fox's CJ Papa has today's Fox Business Briefs.
The American dream is on hold for many. Mortgage rates hitting their highest level since October. That has mortgage demand down more than 10%, according to the Mortgage Bankers Association. Meta introducing executive pay incentives tied to hitting a $9 trillion market capitalization by 2031. The company also telling employees in wearables and ads to stay home, with layoffs looming.
Just wasn't expecting this amount of chaos this morning, but we're getting through it.
There are plenty of frustrated passengers at airports across the country. That's helping one company cash in. Clear is the fast lane through airport security. Almost 300,000 passengers have downloaded the company's app since the partial government shutdown began. Shares in Clear Secure are up about 60% in just a month. And Amazon's big spring sale is back, with the e-commerce giant hosting its savings event through March 31st, giving all shoppers, not just Prime members, a week to score some deals. At the same time, rival Target is debuting a 3-day sales event dubbed Target Circle Deal Days through March 27th. CJ Papa, Fox News.
The artificial intelligence video generation app Sora is shutting down. Tuesday, parent company OpenAI said it's shuttering the standalone app to focus on other priorities. The tech company said it needed to make trade-offs that support its business. Sora is OpenAI's first standalone app since the launch of ChatGPT. This app launched last year as a new creative tool people could use on social media. Disney had signed a deal with OpenAI back in December that allowed its characters to be part of the AI videos on Sora. In a statement, Disney said it respects the company's decision and will find new ways to engage with other AI platforms.
Live look at Fairhope now. This is the Fairhope Pier. We still have some cloud cover out there. Been watching the satellite imagery. I think on the north side of the bay there was a little clearing earlier. But again, it's been a mostly cloudy start for us here. Kind of not super exciting weather right now, not as pretty as it has been recently, but we're expecting some sunnier skies later on today. East-southeast wind at 14 miles per hour right now down at Orange Beach, part of East Shore Toyota Camera Network, giving you this view. And where's that flag? Is that it? Yes. Red flag flying down at the beach. This is a problem. Don't want to get in the water today. It is pretty rough looking out there. Also, the water temperatures are cool, so it's just not the best day. Again, here are your beach flags. Remember what they mean. And if you see a red flag flying, generally, I recommend just don't get in the water because it's no longer a fun day at the beach. It becomes a challenge and it becomes dangerous at the beach. So you just kind of want to avoid it. But double red flags means that the waters are officially closed. So spring breakers, or anybody that you know that is coming down for spring break, make sure they are aware of this. This is the most important weather thing that we have here on the Gulf Coast. It is rip currents because it kills more people than any other weather hazard combined. So that is why we focus on it so much. Your next 10 hours in Mobile. Temperatures here in the upper 70s. Generally a southerly wind here. Then as we go into the evening time, mostly clear skies come back into the picture. Next 10 hours in Pensacola, mostly clear skies again this evening. Really looking quite nice here with temperatures that are in the 70s and eventually in the 60s. So here's the Futurecast model. It does try to squeeze out a shower here. This is 9 p.m. and there's still a rain shower happening in Washington, Clark County there. We don't know if this will exactly be in that spot, but maybe we can squeeze out one shower today. So one small community might get lucky here. Otherwise, tomorrow morning, temperatures generally in the 60s and 50s. You do see some fog developing tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon's just fine with no major weather issues and dry conditions. Then on Friday morning, more widespread fog with temperatures generally in the 60s. Really want to be careful with that on your Friday morning commute. It's the early heads up for you there. Here's tomorrow's forecast again. Temperatures in the middle 80s inland, 70s close to the coast, 78 in Pensacola, 75 Fairhope, 81 in Mobile, 83 degrees by Friday. Friday will be the warmest day of the week. You might notice a breeze late in the day ahead of a front that passes and gives us some slightly drier, cooler air for the weekend. The front passes in dry fashion though, so drought conditions will continue to worsen. And looking at the long range pattern, we have this weak front that passes through here. This is Friday, and you can see the weak trough that pushes that through. But you see this bubble here over Texas? That's not going anywhere. It actually builds over our region, so I think this continues the generally dry and quiet forecast. That 7-day outlook, there is not much to talk about there. There's temperatures in the 70s and 80s, morning temperatures in 50s and 60s, and mostly dry conditions.
All right, calm and quiet there, Nick. Thank you. 11:37 now, and we have an update on that Escambia County SWAT arrest we told you about earlier this hour. We now know the suspect is 34-year-old Saveon Daquan Richardson. ECSO SWAT took him into custody near Pace Boulevard and Belmont Street after a standoff today. Investigators tell us Richardson had outstanding warrants, including aggravated battery, firing a weapon, and possession of a weapon by a convicted felon. He also has 7 prior felony convictions and now faces additional charges tied to items found on him during the arrest. Right now, Richardson is being held at the Escambia County Jail. We are continuing to follow this story closely, so stay with us for more updates on air and online at fox10tv.com. And meanwhile, a warning about the produce you may be eating today. A new report finds there is pesticide residue in some of the most popular produce. Our morning anchor, Sarah Wall, takes a look at the so-called Dirty Dozen list, what these pesticides are, and what experts say you can do to make sure your produce is safe. In Depth with Sarah Wall, Dirty Dozen list is available now on the Fox 10 Gulfstream TV app. We are inching toward the end of the semester, and at this point in the school year, it's common for students to feel uneasy about the end of the year projects and lots of tests. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has the subtle signs of academic anxiety in children and teens and how parents and guardians can help students cope.
School's still in session, but summer break is on the horizon, and as students begin to wrap up the semester, it can feel a bit overwhelming.
Academic anxiety, test anxiety are all really common. And a lot of times kids experience it and immediately think something's wrong with them.
Jody Baumstein with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta says anxiety is normal, but it may look different in a child or teen. Some signs may include being excessively focused on school to where they're no longer taking part in activities they used to love, withdrawing from others, having anxious thoughts before a test, being fidgety, tearful, or having difficulty focusing.
You might also notice that they're studying so much, but that's not bringing the anxiety down because it's really not about how much they're studying, it's about their mindset around it.
Baumstein says parents can help by normalizing nervousness. Everyone feels anxious at times, but it's usually temporary. And take the pressure off. Let them know one grade or one project doesn't define them, that it's their effort that makes you proud, not the outcome. And remind them that your love isn't dependent on how well they did on a test. Finally, Baumstein says to help them learn this is a problem they can solve, because she says learning to get through it, not around it, will stick with them.
Whether it's a test now or a job interview in the future, they're going to need to know how to navigate these big feelings.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Thank you for making Fox 10 Midday a part of your Wednesday morning. Coming up, we test out new AI glasses in today's Take a Look at This. Plus, today is Sweet or Savory Day, and it's also International Waffle Day. Your Midday Talkers are coming up right after this. Welcome back. AI glasses are starting to gain more and more popularity, and today we are testing out a pair from Amazon in today's Does It Work? Here's Rachel Hackbarth.
Well, you've likely seen the Meta Smart glasses that do cost quite a bit of money. Today we're testing out a pair of Amazon smart glasses that only cost $99. Kyla Hamilton, you're helping me test these today. Have you looked into the smart glasses thing at all?
Of course. You know, I walk through Walmart or Target and they advertise them in the opticology shop, and so of course I've had an interest in it, but you know, it's that price tag that you talked about that I don't know that I'd be willing to pay that much, because I probably would never use it for all of the features that it could do.
This pair includes quite a few of those features. The makers claim these take photos, videos, answer phone calls, and even utilize artificial intelligence just by connecting your phone to the company's free app using Bluetooth.
Well, it says it's connecting. So how will I know? Oh, here we go.
Prepare your device for pairing.
There's what it brings up after you connect it.
Kyle's going to try and take some photos first.
It's a single click on the right button. So there's a button right here on the right. I heard it. Oh. It did. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Let's try one more time.
Take a picture of the Does It Work thing and see if that...
There we go.
Okay, there was a little light.
Where does the photo go?
We find those photos and videos go here to an album in our app.
I would say depending on lighting or whatever, but it's okay. There we go. You're going to do a little move for us. All right, here we go. Break it down for us.
This is what should be showing up.
There we go. And go to video.
Import.
And it says there's 2 new contents. There you go, breaking it down.
You can't hear you.
As for the voice call and artificial intelligence features,
single click to answer. Okay, go ahead and call me.
Okay.
I can hear my phone ringing.
Now what are you supposed to do?
Hello.
Hello.
Test, 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 test.
1, 2, 3.
It's really clear. It answered right away.
And I can hear you on here.
Yeah, so it works. All right, phone calls are great.
While Kyla believes the photos and videos could be better quality and there was a little bit of a lag, she thinks that these more affordable AI glasses do work. For Does It Work, I'm Rachel Hackbarth.
Kind of looks like a secret agent. They're kind of fancy.
I'd be sitting there going, wait a minute, what am I trying
I know,
to
literally.
do?
Can you imagine being in public and not having any context and somebody being like, 1, 2, 3? The lag killed me.
That
hey,
is
the glasses of the future, though, and I'm sure they will only upgrade and change them over time.
Yes.
For sure. You might want to break out the syrup because today is International Waffle Day.
Woohoo! The holiday started in Sweden in conjunction with the religious holiday Our Lady's Day.
In Swedish, the word for Our Lady's Day sounds similar to the Swedish word for waffle, and for that reason, Swedes are known for eating waffles on this day.
Interesting. Just because it's especially popular in Scandinavian countries doesn't mean you can't enjoy the celebration, because who doesn't love waffles? I love a good
them.
Waffle House.
Oh yeah, so mark this day by pulling out your waffle iron or make a trip to a local breakfast spot for a delicious waffle. We have several here.
Yeah, did you know there are at least 15 recognized types of waffles worldwide, each with unique textures, flavors, and regional origins?
I did not know that, Nick.
I love waffles.
Me too. Fun fact, I had waffles this morning, not even knowing it was International Waffle Day, but mine were those little frozen ones that you pull out of the freezer. They're protein waffles. I was telling him they kind of taste like chalk. They're not very good.
There
so
are
the
some
homemade
protein
ones
waffles that are really
better.
good.
You'll
But
have
yeah,
to get
a
me on
homemade one
this.
would sound nice today. I love Waffle House. I haven't been in a while. But that's always maybe a place to go today.
For sure. Enjoy some for us. A wild cat caught on camera having a little fun with its food has claimed the top spot in a prestigious photography contest.
This wild image of an Iberian lynx playing with its food snagged the Wildlife Photographer of the Year, Nuveen People's Choice Award.
Named Flying Rodent, the caught on camera movement in Spain gives us a glimpse of the young cat tossing around its prey before devouring the thing.
A common practice for these animals, the National Museum of History of London says the prize-winning pick beat out about 60,000 entries for the top spot in an online vote.
That's a lot of entries there. The cat is not the only show-stopping pick, as you can tell. 4 photos also noted as highly commended.
Family rest showing a mama polar bear and her 3 cubs stopping for a snooze in the summer heat of Canada.
Yeah, this one dancing in the headlights, a silly but not necessarily safe scene of young bear cubs wrestling in the middle of the road in Jasper National Park.
Beauty Against the Beast highlighting the juxtaposition between nature and industry in Nambia.
And Never-Ending Struggle, a gruesome scene of a deer's antlers stuck to the remains of a rival that died during a battle. Some of those pictures right there that we just saw.
These award-winning images are on display at the Natural Museum of History in London. That is through mid-July.
Yeah,
so go see that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow, incredible photos there. Wildlife photography is such a cool thing.
And a nice picture outside today as well.
Yeah, we have a little bit of cloud cover right now, but we are expecting sunshine later on. I do expect some nice sunset photos this evening, and hopefully they will be submitted on the Fox 10 weather app, which is something that you need to do. So go ahead and submit those photos if you can. We'll have a flash check of the forecast coming up.
Welcome back. As we know, the world fell in love with Punch the monkey, who went viral for toting a comforting stuffed animal with him at a Japanese zoo. But now it seems Punch has ditched the dolly for a very new and very real best friend named Mo. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
We could all use a little good news these days, and here's some that'll make fans of Punch the Monkey go ape. It seems our beloved Punch has finally made a real best friend. Unless you've been living under a rock, you know that Punch went viral when adorable video of the baby macaque monkey toting a stuffed animal everywhere took the internet by storm. The story took a dark turn when officials at Japan's Ichikawa City Zoo confirmed the plushie was a comfort device of sorts for Punch, who was abandoned by his mother and later bullied by his enclosure mates. But now the zoo says the 7-month-old is finally fitting in, hugging and playing with others, and has been seen clinging to what the zoo calls his new best friend, another macaque named Mo. So now we can count at least one official pal for Punch, you know, in addition to his millions of fans worldwide. From a very real friend to a very, very fake one. That's what California Highway Patrol troopers discovered riding in a vehicle using the carpool lane on the I-10. Officials say the driver had used a hooded jacket to turn his front seat into a faux bro, appearing to ride shotgun. But a keen-eyed motor officer busted the rush hour ruse wide open, denying the cunning carpool creativity. But that wasn't even the weirdest traffic stop we have. No, this half-baked fake missile mistake takes the cake. Florida Highway Patrol stopped a truck appearing to transport a pair of missiles after they received several calls from concerned motorists. Turns out the Florida man/Rocket Man told FHP officers the missiles were plastic fakes used for shows and events. Officers deemed the situation safe, suggested better modes of transport for the props, and then, of course, took selfies and posted them to Insta. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
That's just too good.
Yeah, I was scrolling on social media. I actually saw that photo and I read that story.
It would be a little unnerving, though. You're driving down the road. You'd be like, what is going on?
It looks like an A-10 Warthog driving. They got the missiles on the thing. That is hilarious.
That's so funny.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about the forecast here, and we'll get this going. We are following the beach situation again. If you have not heard, there is more elevated risk of rip currents in the near term. We have a red flag flying, single red flags flying at Baldwin County beaches. That may change later today, but right now that situation, so I just don't recommend it down there. Hate to do that to you because we were expecting this to be a little bit of a better beach day, but it's kind of turned out a little odd. Still, there are folks out there enjoying it, but temperature's a little cooler as well because we've had the cloud cover. 68 degrees is your temperature. All right, next 5 hours in Mobile, temperature's getting up through the 70s, and you're going to see clearing skies later on today. In Pensacola, you'll get clearing skies later on as well. Temperatures a little closer to 70 there, right at it. Let's go beyond this. Let's look ahead. We're going to go to overnight planner where we're going to have clear skies to start out, but then fog develops overnight tonight, mainly in the western half of our area. So keep that in mind. Those numbers were for Mobile, so if you're inland, you're going to be just slightly cooler. Then tomorrow, fog starts the day in Mobile, but then a mostly sunny afternoon with no rain chance. Day planner for Pensacola, no major issues there. Mostly sunny skies, temperatures in the 70s. Here's that forecast tomorrow afternoon. You see 84 in Chatham, Calvert, 84 in Evergreen, 85 in Bruton. That's pretty warm. Then temperatures in the upper 70s close to the coast, 73 though in Destin. Friday is going to be the warmest day of the week, and that one you're going to see temperatures in the middle 80s for a good chunk of the area and upper 70s for the coast once again. Then the 7-day outlook, it's dry. There's a dry front that comes through Friday and Saturday. So Saturday and Sunday might be a little drier, almost cooler feeling in the morning. We kind of had that early this week. I think it was on Monday. I can't remember what day it was, where we had that push of drier air. We're going to have that again this weekend. So it should be a very, very pleasant weekend for weekend plans. Beach forecast looks favorable as well with generally a low risk of rip current.
Nice and comfortable. Pollen's still out there, though. I'm feeling it. Nick said I looked like pollen today, so hopefully did not make you guys sneeze on the other side of the screen. I don't know whether to be offended or I don't know. Listen, happy spring. Thank you for watching Fox 10 Midday. We will see you on Fox 10 Live. It's at 3 p.m. 3 hours from now.